don't know. What's up, Tulip? What's going on? Happy Friday. Happy finals day. There's a hair in my face. I can't find out where it is. What's going on? Let me see. That girl lying her ass. Ain't she though? Did y'all? Okay. I'm here for one reason only. We have about 26 minutes before finals jump off. Hey, Jonathan. Um, and we just got through. Well, Cathy just got through with her press conference, and as spoiled Brat said, "Who deleted it? Who deleted that from spoiled Brat that said she was lying her ass off? That wasn't a bad message." Hold on, y'all. I gotta blow my nose. Let me mute it real quick. Sorry. Yeah, so here's the Cliff Notes version of what Cathy said. First Cathy started off talking about the finals because that's what she's there for, and congratulating both teams that made it. She also told us that they are still planning on announcing the rest of the year-end awards. They just haven't gotten to it yet because she's been getting her ass fried on the internet. Um, she's this was the funny thing. Malika Andrews said, Cathy, she went straight to it. Did you or did you not say that the players should be on their hands and knees or on their knees thanking their lucky stars that I got them this deal or whatever? Of course, Cathy denies it and says, no, I didn't say that. You know, that is some she mentioned to some clickbait or some things that's just been floated around that's not true. And then Shade Room Annie has to ask about her queen. So after some other questions come along, she says, "Did you say that Caitlin Clark should be lucky that she's playing in the league because she would not be making this money that she's making off the court if it wasn't for the W?" And then Cathy was like, "Oh no, 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 I didn't say that. Never said that statement. I love Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is the best thing that has ever happened to us. I don't know where she got that from. That's false. Me and Nafisa will talk, but I'm not sure where she got that from." She also says she's not going anywhere. Hell no, I won't go. She says she acknowledges there's some shortcomings on her part and her team's part. And if the perception is that they don't care about the players, then she needs to do what she needs to do to fix that. She also said that they plan to make a deal by the end of the CBA negotiating period, which is October 31st. But if they can't make an agreement, they have had extensions before and they can just do another extension. She said that the expansion drafts obviously won't happen. Any kind of drafts or really any kind of anything with the players, I don't think can happen right now until they reach some kind of agreement. So we don't know what's going on with the draft yet. We don't know what's going on with expansion drafts yet. We don't know what's going on with free agency yet. All that has to kind of wait until the CBA is agreed upon, and then we know the free agency season starts in February anyway. So they're hoping to have a deal by then. What else did she say? She said she doesn't know what's going on with the Connecticut sale. I guess the tribe. She said the tribe is still trying to figure out their options. She keeps talking about how the players are going to make all this money. They're going to make such a significant amount of money with this new deal. But she's not really going into specifics of why they're turning it down, which is, I think they're trying to give them a nice sum right now, but that's not going to, further into the years that they're going to be making off these media deals. Like, I think they're trying to give them a bunch of money up front, but they're not doing anything to like sustain that. And that's how corporations do. They try to trick you with the giving you a what do you call those things? What's those checks that we got when when COVID happened? Everybody got that $1,200 or $1,600 and all that money, whatever those type of checks are. That's how they fool you. They give you a little money up front, and then you realize that last time we got one, not with the COVID one, but the one before that, when Bush was in office, we had to pay that back through our taxes. I don't know if anybody remembers that. But they try to dangle some money in front of your face, and then later on you realize you really didn't get what you were supposed to get. And I think that's what the players are kind of trying to deny, because you want to pay us now, but what about 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Like, how much money are you going to be making versus what we could be making? So that's pretty much what it is. I don't really believe her. I think she's just saying what an executive has to say. She says her and Fee are going to talk next week. They haven't decided if it's going to be virtual or in person, but she wants to have a sit down with Fee. She says she's been in contact with Fee through text messages right now, but I guess they're going to have a deeper conversation later and talk about, I guess, the stuff that Fee had to say. But again, I don't believe anything that really came out of her mouth. I honestly don't think Fee will get on that platform and lie like that in front of everybody. I think Cathy definitely said that. I think if she didn't say that, she would have said that she didn't say that when that statement came out. I think she's had time to think about it and write something up that's PC. And now, because she's gotten her name dragged through the mud by everybody, including Stephen A. Smith on both of his platforms, now she's trying to, assert herself a little bit. And I just don't think, I'm not buying it. I don't know if she's stepping down, but it just don't seem, it auto removed it, my bad. Okay. Why? She didn't say anything crazy. I have a strict moderation on my setting. I gotta look at that because it's on like medium. I gotta look at it. Spoiled Brat says, keep saying she's gonna talk to Fee, but she needs to be talking to the president. Right. Come on. Right. Well, she only wants to talk to Fee because Fee put her on Front Street. So she needs to talk to Fee because she don't want Fee to tell the rest of that business. And I think it is more to that than what we think. Stimulus check. That's what it is, Alyssa. You know how they gave us those nice little stimulus checks and everybody was like, oh, we got all this money, blah, blah, blah. We can go do this and that. No, you got to, the first one we had to pay back. And the second one, I don't know what y'all thought we were going to get more of that, but they don't just be throwing money around. So I think that's what Cathy is kind of doing with the players. Like, they know what they're worth, and they know, like, you probably giving us a small amount of money compared to the bigger pie, and you're going to continue to get paid every year more and more based off those deals where we're stuck at whatever that is. So it's some reason why they're denying it. Team Fee, Alyssa says, why so long for a so-called ref task force hold them accountable? Yeah, she also talked about that. It's some kind of ref task force, and they already have like this competition committee that they meet every year anyway, because Sue Bird talked about that. She said she wanted to be there when they have that meeting because players and everybody can be there. Yeah, now they're supposed to have this separate task force or whatever that they're really going to be drilling down. And then she said, she was like, that they watch every play, like they review every call and every non-call. You know how specific that is? And they still get it wrong, Cathy? Come on. They review every single play and we still have this same thing going on. They're not looking at every single play. And if they are, they suck. They need to be removed. It should not take You getting aired out on national TV and all over the internet for you to decide, oh, maybe I should start caring about the players. This is not new stuff. Elena Deladon said, "Hey, I retired," and Cathy ain't never said nothing to me. I don't even know if she knew I retired. Fee said, "Cathy ain't never said nothing to me after I got myself injured. I know my husband reaches out to everybody that's played in our league. Cathy ain't said nothing to nobody. Now all of a sudden she's like, oh, I need to do better. I will do better. I don't know what this perception is. Did you say that stuff or not? What's up, Living Best Life? Ref 2, 9, 11, 29, 42 are all trash. Spoiled Brat says, why would Fee lie? And she probably said it at All-Star thinking everything was cute. She said that, I don't know specifically when, but she said part of that conversation took place at Unrivaled. Cathy went down there and she said her and Fee said her and Cathy had a conversation while down at Unrivaled. And that's when she said she asked about the refs and she asked about Paige and them. I'm assuming that all took place in Unrivaled. So that was before the season even started. Sid Colson says she ain't say nothing to her either. Because she ain't say nothing to nobody. She probably did call Caitlyn. I don't know. I'm not sure if she didn't talk to her or not since she's been injured because she got injured earlier in the season. I don't know if when she made her statement that she's not playing for the rest of the year, if she said anything. But I don't know if Dejanay got a call about her surgery she's having. I don't know if any of the other ladies that tore their ACLs this season, if they got a call, probably not. But I believe everything that Fee said. I honestly don't think with them having to negotiate a deal that Fee would literally bold-faced lie in front of everybody. Like, it's ways to get people's attention. You can say we had a conversation, we spoke about this, but Fee said very specific things. And I do believe Fee. I do believe that Cathy said that. She just thought she was in a comfortable environment enough to say that. And I think Fee probably, and whoever was around her, maybe if it was just her and Fee, probably was like, oh, is she about to say it? Oh, maybe if I ask this question, maybe if I say this, oh, she's saying it. Oh no, okay. This is crazy. She just said it. So she probably was kind of like just planting the seed, seeing what she was going to say, how she was going to react, and she ended up saying it. That's what I think. But Alyssa says she's not talking to any rainbow players. Oh, you're talking about the LGBTQIA plus? Maybe not. I don't know. But she ain't talking to nobody because Fee is not a part of that community. Not as an active member, maybe as an ally. But Cathy ain't talking to nobody. I don't think what she said makes her look any better. I feel like when I was listening to her, I said, this lady is as delusional as Jeff is. The WNBA is literally the Chicago Sky of women professional sports. It just is. There's so much parallel. You have an owner or a person in leadership who does not care about their players, does not show that they care about their players, is not doing anything to improve conditions for their players, who sees oblivious and unbothered by any disgruntled, any complaints, any criticism. Is just like, yeah, it's okay. As many stars that have gone through Chicago and you haven't changed, you're sitting on your high horse knowing that nobody can stop you from doing what you want. And that's how it feels to me about Cathy. Yeah, she's going to say the things now. She has to say some of this stuff. You have to. You can't remain silent. But from the way that she's been acting, from Fee saying this, from EDD saying this, from all these players standing with Fee, nobody stood up for Cathy. Now, Cathy said, I've been talking to players. She said, I've been talking to players. I've been in constant conversation with them. And, we've been having good conversation. Like, people have her back. Who are these players, Cathy? Say their names. Say their names, Cathy, because none of these players said anything. I didn't see nobody tweet not one good thing about Cathy. Like, you know what? She's all right. She really is. She's not this person that Fee is making her out to be. Come on. Cathy's lying and she's delusional. So I don't know if it's her or somebody's pulling her strings, but she is full on the Lulu. Cathy is the Jeff and Michael of the WNBA. It just is. That is what she is. Sophie and CP3 don't count. Right, but even Sophie said like leadership sucks. Now she was more upset that Cathy said something about Cece than she was about the players, but still she said leadership sucks. CP3, no, I ain't listening to her. I ain't listened to her say nothing in a long time, so I'm gonna leave it like that. Alyssa says, Fee half black, her grandfather helped liberate Sierra Leone. I saw that. Cathy was talking Japanese. Yeah, Cathy was just talking. I've been horsing around, says J Spot. Y'all gonna hit that like button. It's free. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Fee told no lie. This is what Living Best Life says. Fee told no lie. Cathy thought she was all cool in the gang while talking to Fee. Yep. Spoiled Brat says Fee came from UConn media training. She didn't lie. There was no reason to lie. Cathy would have already looked bad. Yep. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Fee didn't even have to say half that stuff she said to get her point across. She said what she said because it's true. I just don't think that's a lie. But of course, if you don't want to get caught, if you don't want to fess up to what you said, what are you gonna say? You gonna say, yeah, no, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. What's she talking about? She made that up. Now she gonna be crazy if Fee get back up on somebody's podium and be like, okay, Cathy says I'm lying. So let me tell you about this other conversation we had. Ask her about this. Ask her how would I know about this unless she said it out of her mouth. I want Fee to do something like that. I want that to happen. Now Fee probably won't do it, you know. I think she did enough. She lit the fire. So she may or may not do anything else but have the conversation with her. Hold on, y'all. I got to sit this down real quick because I got to put my burgers on the thing. But yeah, I don't think Fee lied. I don't see a reason why. I don't see a reason why she would have to lie. When, like Spoiled Brat said, there's so many other things she could have said that could have had the same effect. What time is it? It's almost time for the game. Oh, thank you, Peggy. Cece says she hadn't heard from Cathy at all. That is true. She did say that, but I didn't know if that meant like she hadn't heard from her since those comments were made, or she ain't heard from her since she got injured. But it probably is she hasn't heard from her since she got injured. So you're right about that. She's a clown. Did you look at Angel's podcast? Yeah, I watched it. It was really cute. She did her own version of her exit interview. By the way, hey, Keisha. Tulip says, Jay, do you know Cathy's minions shadow banned my channel? What? After I politely emailed them for a copyright warning me for no reason. What? They shadow banned you? What? What they get you on copyright for like having some of the WNBA like footage or whatever? I dropped all kind of seasonings on the floor. I don't want my dog to get to it. Spoiled Brat said, do you think that Angel is doing Unrivaled still? This is my theory. Hold on, let me put this in here. Y'all hear that sizzle? Woo. Okay. Let me get over here. Do I think Angel will join Unrivaled still? I'm 50-50 on it. I can see why she would want to take a break and rest and just focus on some other stuff she has going on. She's already an investor in Unrivaled, so she's going to benefit from that organization, whether she's playing for them or not. Of course, us as fans, we want to see her. We want to have the opportunity to see her play again. But I don't know. She also said that she was going to have a life-changing opportunity. You heard it first here. I think she either is walking in the Savage Fenty fashion show that happens in the beginning of the year, or she's walking in some fashion show, maybe like Victoria's Secrets or something like that. The only reason it makes me think the Savage Fenty is because we know she recently got to see Rihanna. I think it was at the Met, probably, and they had conversations. And we know it was every year. It hasn't been every year, but I think it's around January, February that the fashion show airs live or whatever on Amazon. And so if she has to prepare for that show and she has to walk in that show, and that show is not till like January or mid-February, she might not have time between playing games to be able to rehearse and stuff like that for that event. So that's why I'm thinking it has something to do with that. That's a lifelong dream of hers. Unrivaled is a 7-week off-season opportunity to continue to learn and grow. But Angel also has, I think she said she had 3 personal coaches, and she got her mans in them. And she might take the Asia Wilson route and just work privately with her coaches and her man, and we'll be good when she comes, whenever the W comes back. Hey, Eagles brothers. Tulip says I use 2 or 3 second clips, which I'm allowed to, promoting their dang league and players, and they copyright warn me for it. Yeah, sometimes they're so iffy with that. Like, I had to delete a bunch of my videos that I did last year because I had clips. They wouldn't monetize me. I didn't get any copyright strikes or anything like that, but I couldn't monetize, so I had to delete them so I can try to make some money off this thing. Hold on. So I emailed them. They got me shadow banned. Now my edits never show up on the FYP or recommended. Oh no. I've been horsing around, says Cathy better pray that nobody else heard that conversation, because it will be the end of her if we hear someone else make an independent statement saying the same thing as Fee. Spoiled Brat says, I'll miss her in Unrivaled. I will too. I mean, I was planning on going down there. I mean, I think I still will. I like Unrivaled. We know Cece's not playing. So a lot of the rowdy fan base, not her normal fan base, but the rowdy fan base that be causing all the issues, they won't be, watching and disturbing our peace and stuff. So I still may want to just go down there and experience it. It looks like fun. Keisha says, Dave Portnoy, he the last person needs to work for a commissioner of the WNBA. Oh yeah, I saw that. He said that he would take the job. No, we're good. Lost Outside says, but what if they strike? We'll go crazy. I mean, listen, I'm old enough to remember the lockouts of the NBA. It just is what it is. Like, you just have to, like, these players deserve what they are asking for. So if that means we don't get some entertainment, then that just means we don't get some entertainment. I don't think Cathy is going to allow that to happen, though. It's too much on the line. It's too much on the line for Cathy to allow a lockout to happen, because, like, she has these media rights that go into effect this upcoming season. And if they don't have no product to put out there, your Amazon, your ESPN, your USA channel, your what's the other channel? Ion, like they're losing money because they already bought the space to have the W on there. So now they're not going to be on there. You got to pay them back. You got to pay them back, and now they're losing advertisement dollars. It's going to be a whole thing, and that's not on the players. That's on Cathy. So if Cathy wants to keep her good name, that's what's going to get her fired. If they have a lockout, you better believe now you're messing with people's money. Oh, she's going to be out faster than she can turn her head. So I don't think it's going to happen because I think she knows the implications. Yeah, it may be implications on the players too, especially those that don't play in Unrivaled or Athletes Unlimited or can go overseas. Like those people that depend on that W check, it is going to hurt them. But that's what happens when you join a union. Not everybody has, income outside of the regular job that they work. So when you go on strike and you're not making money, like that hurts. And that's why some people cross the picket line. But hopefully that's not the case and we don't even have to worry about that. But, I think it's on Cathy. Ghost, what's going on, Boog? I know you missing me, girl. Where you been at, man? Tulip says no Angel and Unrivaled lockout season, man. This could be a rough year for a lot of us fans. That's true. RC says, Jay, what up? I'm just in Taylor Swift heaven today playing her new album. Gonna watch the Aces Fever game. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying Taylor Swift's album. I forgot that it's new. She has something that just came out today. Ghost says, just swinging by to say hi. Tell the grungy ragamuffin rat dolls, be quiet. Leave me alone, Ghost. I'm not even going to read the rest of that. RC says, Jay, why don't we ever see Aaliyah Nye play anymore? Because we about business right now. Becky don't just be throwing people out on the court no more. Like we going back to regular Becky, and we use the bench when we absolutely have to. We're in the finals now. She might be able to get in if we're up enough. She might be able to be a spark, but Becky ain't got time for that. Ghost says, I don't want to be getting another damn subscription. Eagles Brother says, any chance Cathy resigns so the league office can have a little momentum going into the CBA negotiations? I don't think so. I think Cathy really thinks that, I don't know if she thinks she's untouchable, but I think she thinks she's savvy enough to keep her job. And she's not owned, but her bosses are the governors of owners. The players aren't her bosses, so it don't really matter what the players feel in a certain way. It's if the owners care. Now you may have some owners like Mark Davis who really cares about his players that may speak up on behalf of them, but you're gonna have also owners like Michael Alter from Chicago that don't care, and he's probably riding hand in hand with Cathy. So it depends on the owners. Those are the ones that can pressure her to leave, and if they're making her money, they're not gonna want to do that. Eagles Brother says, oh, I'm a Swiftie as well, enjoying her album as well. RC said, yes, JSpot, Taylor Swift has a new album out. Spoilbrat said, let's see if DB can get her girl a ring like AZ did for Paige. Not on my watch. I need my Aces to win. But, man, Ryan Ruocco and Lobo are calling this game. Yuck. Why can't we have Carolyn Peck? This is an Aces game. I mean, we're home. So I don't want Ryan Ruocco and Rebecca Lobo. Anyway, I just came in real quick, y'all, to talk about Cathy. But this game is getting ready to come on, the finals. I might jump back on at halftime. We'll talk about what has transpired with the game. But y'all take it easy as I'm about to flip my burgers. Y'all have a good day, a good evening. I hope y'all are rooting for the Aces like I am, so I don't have to block y'all. Just kidding. But I'll check in with y'all at halftime. All right. So y'all stay tuned. I'll talk to y'all later.